Hello!
Hello there, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Plight of Princes. Where last we left off, our party members went down a size, we're down one buddy, and right now we currently have another buddy who's just MIA and they'll be with us shortly. The party discussed having decided, oh yeah, we could just use a sending spell to speak with the Lady of Waterdeep, couldn't we? And then they did, and then she just manifested because that's what happens when you're a level 20 wizard at base. From there, the party discussed with her about the potential location where the spire will be, the potential threats that might be in High Forest or by Zelbros. Furthermore, just to say, when it comes to Zelbros, I have misread an element of it because it was in the next slide up. Zelbros is a ruined former tavern.
Oh,
So it was just a way house.
okay, Elbrus is not a town. Okay, noted.
It is not a town, but there might still be somebody from the Harpers at that locale as like, a sentry more than anything else. But most likely not the case. It's really just a case of going and seeing someone might be there. At the very least, seeing if there's any clues. With that, she wished you well. You all prepared and you set off. Okay, whilst everyone else was there, Runara, with Loyalty leaving, Loyalty has given everyone a boon. And you may, once in the next 100 days, reactively add or subtract 12 from a dice roll.
Yes, I think you did tell me that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I wrote in my notes.
Yeah, Loyalty's encore.
Cool.
Yeah. Just to say that you have it, so that I've also said it now again on this. So that way, I definitely have told everyone. Now, the party picked up on the back of a whale that was a moon.
Don't question
and
it.
It is the moon whale. And you make your way from Yatar. You pick up, and everyone begins to go at the height. And if I'm correct, I have to just check it again because it's always worth me doing because it's been quite a hot minute. See the urge I have to try and avoid saying those famous words since I have used essentially a animal of teleportation like this. So I just need to check again on their magic items.
I believe it's 150 miles.
Didn't we have a measuring stick? What happened to our measuring stick?
Oh, that definitely got deleted by accident.
I'm pretty sure it was 150, but
No, it's 120.
Is it 120?
120 miles every 8 hours.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, because 10 miles per hour, 120 miles per day.
So you can get over you can get a little bit past Belliard if you prefer. Let me just take a look at what that is on the map, if that's a place you want to stop at or not.
Can I quickly ask, have we slept since
Yes.
I played last?
Yes, you have all your spell slots, everything is good.
We had we had like 2 days downtime, essentially.
Yeah. And everyone here who's currently present, don't forget you do now get to reset your spells as you're basically gone to rest. And when the morning comes again after having speak with the lady, you pick up everything and you go. So,
very importantly, how many days has it been? So I just confirm.
2. Did we say 2?
So I've got stuff that I'm counting days down.
Okay. It
2
has
days.
been...
Also...
Yeah, you guys waited, so you had the long rest. The long rest was post your fight with Destiny.
That was the Yatar fight, right?
Yes, that was the Yatar fight. After that... Then you had 2 days after that, so I'm going to say 3 days total.
Okay, so
well then, I no longer have feed slaying.
Will I have fully been recovered now, given those 3 days?
One has managed to shrug off exhaustion at 4th level from having performed the wish spell. I will say you guys do need to just give me some rolls because unless you spike ones, I'm gonna say yes. Basically.
Yeah, because I'm about. Let me just do quick maths. I'm 14 away from max health, So
Just click it through, and we'll see how close and how quickly you get. Because you might have
would
one
that
or two left.
be what should I roll? Would it
It's
hit
your
dice?
hit dice, and you're adding your con mod. It's your physical resilience to the lasting effects.
There you go,
So that'd
I made us a new
be-
whale stick.
So
Well,
would just hitting my hit dice just do it with a Constitution?
Just hit
or...
you. Yeah, it'll do it with the con. So just do it again. Yeah, and the last one will do it then. You're good. You're good.
So I'm back to full health now following
Yeah.
that. But
Basically, I have to request that just to make sure.
yeah, and I assume it probably just still has a like. I presume I will just have a permanent scar across the entire like front of my chest where it had bitten.
It's your character. You can have it if you want it.
If you want scars,
Yeah.
you can have scars.
I feel like even though it has fully recovered, there is a discoloration in the skin. Like it has healed over. There's no like dent into it, but you can tell that there is a discoloration on my skin across the basically like across the middle of my chest. But I'm no longer. I'm back to full health now, so that's good.
Just very quickly as well, I've got 107 in brackets on my hit point maximum. Did we have like a hero's feast or something to increase max
Yes.
health at some point?
Yes, you did.
Right.
There
that's
was a
not something
hero's
I'll go with
feast.
The Hero's Feast was also to help people who had been injured. It helped ameliorate it. It was from Aeonsel.
Oh, that was the breakfast meal, wasn't it?
Yeah, the breakfast.
Yeah.
The world's best travel lodge. Who am I kidding? Travelodge providing food? That's
Yeah, I was like, this is a travel lodge. Try again.
Well, it was just a pack of 2 custard creams.
Look. Okay.
We can't do this joke. We can't carry on with this joke.
No, we can't.
Abandon the bit.
Abandoned. It is abandoned. Now, you all kick up and you fly off. You could land in Belliard to spend the day, basically, and then move on.
Mhm.
Belliard itself is a small market moot. It's cattle drovers. It's actually quite large at the minute in regards to number of cattle, and that it's, closer to 90 to 100 or so of them. The City Watch are people who have been, all of them are incredibly long pike wielders, twice the length of a body sort of thing.
Mm.
And I would like a history check from probably Wittick, and I would give it to Curls, but she's currently not here. So we'll just give it to Wittick for now. It's just to see how much is known.
Will I've also
History?
Yeah.
would I possibly have, if while we're passing over, have any passive perception from it at all?
Well,
or
you'll have to
anything?
stop to get through it.
Oh yeah, true.
So, Wittick, great question. No idea.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that for again? What's that for again? Yes.
I actually have a question on Widdick's behalf because we're likely we're likely going to be passing by it the following day. Does Widdick know anything about Grudhaug, given his history and his mentor?
Yeah.
He might not, so I figured that I would ask if Widdick knows anything.
There's a reason I asked him to roll a history check.
Okay.
I tell you what, Wittick, roll with advantage, but I'm gonna make that DC higher.
Oof.
So just one more roll.
Wait. No, I don't have it. I forgot. I don't have like random. Like, oh hey, yeah, like random thing. Like, oh hey, this is arcane. I know a lot about this. Like, what?
It's a cattle farm. It's a magical cattle farm, but it's a cattle farm.
Woo!
Okay,
Much better.
there we go.
Let's go.
So it went from a DC 10 to a DC 15 to woo. So you're like, wow, those are long ass pikes, and why are they all hooked at the end? It's like you want to stab into something far away and pull. Oh, hill giant. And you realize you are in a place with a lot of beef. And there ain't no such thing as a vegetarian hill giant. So, you're like, that's why they're trained like that. And you do go, wait, that means Grudhaug is south of here. Which is a notable, or was notable, hill giant I guess what would be the right term? It used to be like
Encampment.
a homestead of a way, and
Holiday home.
less holiday home, more like a
Congregation.
forever home. Yeah,
A
congregation,
co-op. A co-op, if you would.
a lair. So what we do, I own it for 3 months. I pay for the 3 months. You pay for 3 months, and you own for those 3 months. Now we just need to
Wow.
get
Don't mind me,
2
love.
more
I'm just
people.
nipping out to the co-op.
Oh. It is a hill giant lair. We'll just call it that.
Lair, yeah.
Or it was. Hill giant activity in the area is notably taking a steep dive. Widdick, there's a moment for you of like, this is one of the ones they brute forced. And you remember back to being told about this is one of the ones where the defenders of Faerun straight up went in guns blazing and took a tally.
Hmm. Good time.
It's the only one you guys did that with.
Yeah, because they were hill giants.
Still mad you didn't go after the fire giants. That a whole thing.
What time is it by the time we've gotten over to Belliards? What's the kind of time?
So we're gonna say you guys will be getting up sometime around the 8 or 9ish. 8 hours of travel in the air. So 4 o'clock. You're getting close to dinner time, essentially.
Okay.
I don't know why I pumped my lips for that. So do you guys just proceed onward from there then? On foot? Or do you... Hey, there's a buddy.
She is, hello.
Might not
mean-
be here for long, but I am here.
It's okay.
You're
Given
here and that's all that matters.
given the distance that we have, like I feel like we could probably make it down to Womford and Barway Inn by night.
How fucking
I don't
fast
know.
do you
No.
think you
Yeah,
walk?
that's almost half the distance that we just did on the whale. How fast do you think we could
Yeah,
travel on
That'd be
foot?
4 hours. That'd be 4 hours. So by the time that'd be
The
8.
whale's
The,
done.
no, the
You're
reason
not...
the reason it's 8 hours is that's only how much the whale can do in a day.
Oh wait, yeah.
The whale can
I
only
forgot
do
about
8
that.
hours a day. That's why we can
That
get this
was
far.
it.
Like it,
That
in
was
a
it.
if we stop at Belliard on the whale, we probably could go the remainder of the stick on foot. That's so it's like we could keep going on foot, but we'd be camping out in the hills. So
Nah.
probably better to stop in the town while it's a town.
Yeah,
you know?
we could stop in Belliard then, and then.
Do we rule out teleporting?
Yeah, because we weren't 100% sure what we would teleport into, and
I mean, I
also,
cou- I
and
could
also
get us back
Das
to
informed us
our
that Zeldbrus is not a town; it is a ruined inn/tavern. So there
Wait,
might
how?
Yes.
so there's probably not a lot
Yeah.
there to go to.
Well, always remember, we could always go back to the homestead via transport via plants, if needed. We could always like end up stopping here, go back to
Oh yeah.
your house, Carl, which we
But
haven't been
then-
doing forever.
I know, right?
And
Which
travel
I'd
again
always be
if
happy to
needed.
do, but then why don't we just?
I guess it's more of a thing of if we teleport in, we can't teleport out because we don't know what's there.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we teleport closer so we can get there tomorrow in the morning?
Yeah.
If
I've
people
never
want
been
to.
this direct. I have never been this direction, so I'll be able to teleport over to here.
You can scry on a location, and from that location, like, essentially your issue being you need something that either someone has a reference of, a visual of, or something to scry on. Like, you have to have an idea of the place to scry in it in order to then figure out how to go. Because the issue being is like, oh, you want to scry on the amulet that the king wears. That is a particular
Yeah.
object on a
Mm.
particular person. That's easy enough to do. You want to scry a person. That's easy enough to do because there should only be one of them. Should.
Given that, then, because then it'll be the next day and things like that. I guess Wittick. I feel like you're the one who probably has either Wittick or Kika would probably have the best kind of knowledge of areas. Have you ever heard? Have you got much knowledge about Ulvin and Secomba, or have you been there, or know of details of it? I guess. I could possibly
Um,
scry from.
I mean, I'll ask the DM if I can roll. Technically, Phoenix Rise is located in the Grey Peak Mountains, which is in that southerly area, so... Could Kika make a roll to see if she knows anything about the south?
Yeah. I'll say go
And with
ahead.
the being Harper based, a Harper base in
Yeah.
Zelbros, or of Zelbros, I would probably have some knowledge of the area as well. With
I will say you can
Roman,
go for a different check for a different thing. Wait, we might lose a curls.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go.
you're not feeling good, bud.
My body is making a Spanish Inquisition about the decisions I've made in my life.
Oh,
Oh,
you need
oh,
to take
good.
care of yourself, bud.
It's cashing that
yeah.
check. So, what I'm
Yes,
gonna
it
do
is.
is,
Keep playing.
I'm gonna do a
I don't
quick.
mind missing one.
That's fine. We're gonna do a shorter session because we'll only have the 4. And we're going to carry it on a bit, but I will have a place where I would like to end it,
Okay.
and then we'll wait for at least 1 or 2 other people to be back, and then we go on.
Okay.
Listen, you bitches know what
Sounds
Pox is gonna do. She's gonna be invisible and she's gonna be a problem. I trust. Right. Goodbye, I love you, I'm so
Bye,
sorry.
I love you. Please
No
look after
worries.
yourself,
Feels
bud.
so bad.
Don't feel bad
You're
at all.
fine.
You're fine.
You're fine. No matter what, take care of yourself first.
Yes.
True.
He stumbled in the door saying, "I can make it," and I went, "No, you can't. Fuck off. Go rest." Affectionately, fuck off, go rest. If this, just in case you've just popped it up on Twitch, you better be lying down, motherfucker. Anyway.
Yeah, you can listen on Twitch, but you better lie down.
Widdick, give us another. I'll say, yeah, it'll have to be another history.
okay, I was gonna say possibly like investigation of like investigating the
Investigation
map.
is more of like investigation of an immediate area around you rather than investigating like a map.
Fair enough.
Okay. Different DCs for different things. So even with a very high DC, Kika would be able to pull some stuff out, and then Widdick from a lower roll cooperate with a few things on it. So, all in all, because there's the Great Peak there, we can actually do this a little easier.
Hmm.
And I'll just pull up one thing there. I just need to check one note. So, there is these, what would have been, at the time of Storm King's Thunder, the smaller town of Loudwater. With towns like Zelbros and Lorik all gone, it's one of the last real bastions in the area, essentially. And you would be able to, you would know, because it's probably one of the most active trade contacts for yourselves, is it was primarily a home to elves, it's primarily now a human town, and with the fact that your folks in Phoenix Rising are all very much so elemental and multiplanar with a lot of air.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sometimes not a lot of people can stay up in the mountains for long, so there are those who would, with Harper assistance, have to go down to Loudwater. So there's definitely Harper's going, hang on a sec, I need to fucking check. Where's your ticket? I need to know that you're allowed on this plane today. Nope, vanished. Essentially. So Loudwater, hilariously, might actually be somewhat defended against things just manifesting.
That's important to know.
And you would know of Loudwater, and you know that there is the High Lord's Hall, which is a mansion in the north side of the river by it, and you'd probably be able to use that as a point of reference, because there is the road, the Delimbir Road, but then there's also the river, and that river goes quite near it, and
Yeah.
you would be able to talk about that river,
Which is
giving
the,
that
which is
river
the Dillenbeer.
the Delimbir, and you'd be able to use the gateway point of that as a place that potentially a scry could occur for your wonderful Judaic friend, and then you'd probably be able to get a tree nearby that and hop through it.
Right.
Okay. Well, I will field that information. After having thought about it for a day, I guess.
Hum, nom, hum, 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 nom, 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 nom.
Okay, right. So rolling for
So, right.
scrying. Do I just go for it? Do I
Is there
click it?
a
I've never actually done scrying before. I
There
don't
is
watch
a roll. You must make a wisdom. So most of the time, if this was on the same plane, I'll explain out the sky. You must choose a. Now it does say creature for scrying. I don't believe that because I find it to be more fun to be able to also scry on things, but it's more difficult. So essentially, most things would have a DC 15 save. Essentially, you have to roll to beat that. So, you basically just make a spell attack, essentially, in that way of you roll, you add your spellcasting modifier and your proficiency. So, for you, that's wisdom and proficiency, and you just have to beat a 15.
Because I've currently got it set up to output a spell card. Should I change to attack instead? So then click it.
Yeah.
See what happens, I guess.
Sorry,
I don't think. No,
as-
that won't be correct. No, it needs to be.
No.
Spell
Also-
card will
Spell
give you the
card.
description. If
Okay.
you
Kay, your mic is not.
I'm not using that fucking mic. Yeah, there'll be no attack.
Yeah.
Right.
it won't
okay.
be. It won't be programmed in because it's not that kind
Okay.
of
So
spell.
Okay. That's fine.
So just roll, add your proficiency, add your wisdom.
Okay.
Um,
I'll click it to begin with anyway, so we can
Yeah.
get an idea of it, and then.
So you've
Okay.
heard of this place. So I'm going to make the DC for this a 20 because you don't know about it yourself. It's an object, not a person, so it's a little hard to scry on. This hasn't mattered in the past when you've got people like fucking Ravs who decides, I'm just going to roll a flat 20 and stare Cloth in the face.
And nothing bad happened.
Right.
Well, no one died. That mattered.
Till later.
So I should just roll a d. What would I roll then?
So on your spell page, you see where you at
Let's
the top.
roll.
At the top of your spell page where it says spell bonus, and there's a number. Roll d20 plus that number.
There's spell attack bonus.
Yes.
Yeah. Roll
D20 plus that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's roll D20 and then I think it's plus.
Or you can
That's
use,
roll
or you can use
1d20.
the roller on the side.
Yeah, you can
Is
use
it
roll
like
on the
D6,
side.
isn't it?
If you just click on the dice on the far left, there is an option to click a 20. Yeah, that right there. The thing that Kay just did, just copy and paste that.
Okay. So I was right when I was
Yeah.
D20
Yeah.
plus.
Okay.
Hey.
Very nice.
With that, you beat the DC. So, I'll give you a few things. You scry on the location outside the gate. The issue comes not with the fact that you're not able to scry on the location. You are. It's pulling yourself to see enough of the area around it that isn't just the object itself. So, the gates are, you're focusing on it, and you're focusing on it. They're currently sealed. Blackened, like blackened dark oak across the exterior of it, with etchings down across the front of it, and you focus to pull your attention because you need to see trees nearby. And what you can see is you try to focus towards the left, towards what would be your right, which would be south, focusing on this. And as you try to, you look towards the southwood, and there is about half a mile of no trees, but you can see very clear excavation of just hacked down, widespread areas. You focus and you turn to the left, and you can see a similar thing, but because it's on the far side of the river, it's a distance away. You are able to tell there are trees in that location. So there will be a little bit of a difficulty to hone in on a particular tree and push through to see that. But from there, you're able to go, there's a tree, there are locations there, I'm somewhat familiar with it. So for transfer for your plants, you would be able to do it. But you're not going to guarantee which section of those few trees, about half a mile on the north side, past the river, that you'd get to with Loudwater. Actually, I'll just check. Oh, damn. Long-ass fucking distance.
Yeah. It's a big
I
map.
will I will
Big
relay this to the team, to the party, and basically kind of inform them that like I've got an idea, a general idea to it. I don't exactly know where exactly around it we're gonna land, but I'm pretty confident that it should be at least near it. I hope.
Maybe.
Right.
You fill me with confidence.
I wish me luck, I guess.
So let's pull up travel via plan. So because you have seen it, it does work. So you focus, everyone gets ready. You find yourself a tree,
Mm-hmm.
which takes about 30 minutes to an hour to do, to go, okay, let's get, where's a tree? And so you have to go down away from where
Plains,
the,
right.
yes, cow fields galore.
Yeah.
You pass by,
You mean to tell me in this farm area they don't have just one giant tree in the middle of everything that's like in the way? I live around farms. I know what I'm talking about.
no,
what I was
that's
thinking as
Golden
well.
Fields. Golden Fields has those.
Damn it.
Okay. So
Golden
search
Tree has a
around.
tree that gets up and kicks the shit out of people.
So searched around, find tree.
I just picture the Whomping Willow, but it's got WWE music. It pulls out a steel chair. Anyway, you eventually wander and find a tree.
Mhm.
Managing to get towards it, you get everyone around you, and you focus. Describe to the party how your transport via plans is visualized, because everyone can do it differently.
Yeah. So I go up to the tree, and I first kind of like hold my hands again on the tree. Kind of imagine the place I'm going to, where I'm imagining it. I really visualize it, and kind of like I'm opening a curtain, I kind of dig my hands into it and kind of like pull the fabric of the tree apart. As I do, a kind of swirl of like kind of a deep green like liquid viscosity kind of appears, kind of like glue being pulled apart. As I pull it further and further apart, it like opens up, and things like above and behind it, like above and below it. Sorry. And as it opens further and further up, the dark green viscosity starts turning to a lighter shade until it's almost similar to like a sea green color at this point. Still with that viscosity, but looks more like looks like it's less dense now. And then when I finally finish opening it fully, it's like held itself back, and the tree looks like it's like slowly trying to close itself ever so slightly. Like it's like
Not so slightly, it's 6 seconds.
okay, yeah. So it's
trying to close.
Okay, it's trying to close quite a lot as I've done this. So I basically go, follow me, and I let go of the tree and go in first, and hopefully have everyone behind me to basically follow suit as it starts to close rapidly.
Cool. Everyone, boom, 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 boom. You all get yourselves through it. You all launch through. Now, I would like to ask my class a fun question. What school of magic is transport via plants?
Conjuration.
It's conjuration.
Oh yeah.
We didn't think about that.
No, you didn't.
Nope, didn't think about that.
Well,
It's the movement of energy or creatures.
But we're also not going straight to where we think Spire is, right?
No.
We're
you
not,
are correct.
but we don't know
large
where it's
area.
been moved to.
it could have literally been moved into Loudwater for all we know.
So, for the sake of this, I'm just going to ask Ollie to make a wisdom saving throw. With the aid of Wittick's boon, so he gets a modifier to it, you just want to not have a 15.
Okay, so
I'll say a 10.
I'm gonna roll the wisdom one, and then what is Willick's how much plus to it?
For saving throws, it's +3.
Okay,
It's
so
my charisma.
whatever this, and then +3 really.
Yep.
Ooh, boy! Good roll.
So,
Gucci.
29.
you managed to stay on target. This was more to see if you rolled a 1, honestly.
Okay.
So you focus, you open it up, and you step through. And there's this moment and that brief space between where everyone feels like you can, like roots, you begin pulling away from each other, like you're all going to be going to different locations almost. But you manage to pull yourselves, like you manage to focus your attention, focus your spell in the wonderment of that brief second, and pull yourself through. And everyone goes through, and what you can see is there's at least 2 trees nearby you that the moment the last person, who is probably 1, gets through, 2 other trees nearby you are also looking out towards the plains you were just in, and they seal shut as well. Looks like there's going to be multiple places you could have popped out. That was only 2 of them.
Ooh.
With that, you pull yourselves out, you land. Few of you have that moment of teleportation is never fun. Others are more than fine. So, what you see when you go out by Loudwater is, first and foremost, the space that you are. It's a distance away. Like, to focus on Loudwater to see for this location, which is on the north side, there's like a mile, 2 miles away, but you could see the trees in the distance. You could see the greenery. That's enough. Literally minimal. And with that, you're able to step through, and you can see on the far side of the river the entrance to the city. You see high stone walls, a proper bastion-style place, portcullis and high-rise points for people to be mounted atop. You can see it in the distance away. You can also see on the outsides of it what seem to be the rising and settling energies of magic. Still about 2 miles away, so bit of a league. But those brief in the distances of, was that a fireball? Other magical effects in the distance. But after a few minutes of probably moving your way towards it, it does settle. And making your way towards the city, or it could only be called that now. You folks all together, there is a moment where I imagine Wittig would be at the front, because big boy. You, as the first person, you're about 400 foot away from the city. As you're there, you hear, "Halt! Identify yourself, or we will open fire." And as you hear that, you hear it in your head in the same way you've heard sending spells and message cantrips.
Then I will answer in turn. Greetings. We are adventurers from Neverwinter on mission to seek out current, or see, be a better way to. We are currently on mission from the King of Neverwinter.
Sildar Hallwinter.
Yeah.
Cool. You declare that out, and there's a pause, and you guys can hear, you can tell Wittig paused, stopped still, and then spoke aloud, because you must to respond to ascending. As you're there, you then again hear Wittig, "Approach the city. Please be slow as you go. Do not raise your arms or do anything sudden. There is a lot of tension here."
All right, and I'll voice that out to the group, like, hey. Keep it cool.
Oh.
Posy's already invisible.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be
Don't be
suspicious.
suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
You must always just go illiterate at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
Oh boy. We're just
As you can just
so
see, one guy-
normal.
As just one guard at the top of the thing just starts boogieing back to this, and then just gets elbowed in the side by another, just going, "Stop, Frank! You're embarrassing me." You guys, the doors open, the gates pull wide, and Kika,
Or
I
one
would
of the
say
gates.
for Kika, for one, if they were here, for Runara, you'll be able to tell because they're runically inscribed. The others can just tell those things are raw with magic. Defensive, abjurective magic. Kika, you would recognize it because being in different planes, you are able to tell certain buildings will have designs to stop people from just going into them.
Ah.
Which, as you can imagine, was probably the cause. As you're by the gates as well, you do see, as you guys are like, it's all cleared kind of thing, and you're being let in, you can see illusionary magic's dispelling nearby you, and a mage who had been wandering over the bodies of 3 injured individuals reappear. Essentially, a bit of a mass illusion to cover themselves. You can see there are several guards who are charred or otherwise harmed, and there seems to be just fire and earth and soil and like mixed up about the area around us. Very clearly, there's been a fight, but there's no bodies. And looks towards yourselves as already a tensor floating disc is manifest. And it just begins helping people who are more than a bit injured up and onto it, watching you as he does so.
What happened here? You don't mind my asking?
Same thing that's been happening here for the last 2-3 weeks. Elementals. They pop in unannounced, and some try to do damage to the walls close, so we have to physically get outside at them, and the others are just menaces. An air one threw off 3 people, and there's 2 people down with them right now. One got taken by the soil, and just pulling people onto the disc. So, injured, but I'll find, hopefully, anyone else later. It's been like this. This is what we've had to deal with. So, I apologize about threatening you, and you could tell this mage is clearly spent of energy. Like, they ain't got nothing left in the tank. It was just a bluff. You could see that they're a younger, actually younger Goliath. Just thick robes over the shoulders and that, but they're scrawny, they're thin, they're quite lithe. Their eyes are slit in bright yellow, and they're just lifting people up onto the back of the disc, and they're just beginning to push their fellows back into the city. If you're gonna come in, come in. Don't stay out long.
Yeah, we're coming. I was thinking one, because the other spires, it's been about what, a few mile radius around that the stuff was happening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Would I possibly be able to, now that we're kind of here, and it's very heavily magic around in this city, but would I be able to get a possible sense of, like, I guess if there feels like there's an imbalance, like a strong imbalance of the
It's
nature.
going to require
around-
more than just a nature check to do that.
Yeah.
So if you have a spell you want to consider, think on it and let me know.
I'm having a look.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Locate Object on spire.
The Spire of Conjuration.
That'd be easier. That'd be better.
You focus in
Because it's only
1,000 foot.
1,000 feet, but
You
kind of give an
focus
idea
in
for the next 10 minutes
on
as we're walking through.
You're going, okay, where is it? It's got to be somewhere. Now, you have, through your experiences with Roman, you know what it's like to try and find something which has been deliberately hidden. He's one of those people who teaches you that, so you know when someone's hiding something.
Right.
Because you can tell when there's meant to be a pull and when there is absolutely nothing. In the same way that somebody who's concealing themselves with a hiding their true nature like Celestial or Fiend would hide it, what it would look like. In that way of like a heat map of a person. There isn't a heat map, there's just a void of heat. Because they're fully covering how they are. You're focusing on this. And there isn't any ping to the akin of there's nobody here. Or there's no... It's not being hidden. You don't feel like it's been hidden. You're focusing on that to say, is it here? Is it here? Unfortunately, at present, like you tune that fork twig and like that tuning fork, but nothing around you gives you that energy.
That's a good sign.
Is it?
Not really.
Is it?
Because
Because it's not here, but they're still having problems anyway?
yeah,
Yeah,
because
but I mean-
we're thinking like 2-mile radius. Like, could maybe it got dropped into the river? Because actually, wait.
2 miles and 1,000 feet are very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, we're nearly
Very
100
different
miles
distance.
from where it initially
Where
appeared.
it originally is. Yeah.
But if it is conjuration, then that could also understate, kind of be an indication of like, because if things are appearing, then similar to how we kind of got here, it's also conjuration. So that could also be an indication of things are appearing nearby and then traveling. Because no, they didn't stay. Because the guy we just spoke to didn't really say that they just appeared here next
No,
to
he,
them.
he said they had appeared unannounced outside the gates.
Yeah, you kind
But
of
They
did.
had to come
say- yeah,
out
but-
to fight them.
But they didn't say they just appeared like they didn't see them like like they appeared out of nowhere. But they didn't say that they specifically like they saw them like some open them appear kind of thing, or like they came out of the ground and appeared. So they could have travelled.
He literally said they just appeared.
You said that they appeared, huh? Are we having
They
the same
appeared
conversation?
outside the gate. They saw them appear outside the gate.
Yeah, maybe I'm just
in.
like I'm
Is it hot, bud? Are you right?
a little bit. It is like 27 in this room, so
Do you want me to try and find the spire?
Huh? Sure.
Cool.
You got better idea. Yeah.
Yeah, are we inside like the gates at this point?
Yeah. As you get in the gates, they close.
I'm just gonna sit on the floor without like a sensor at my bag to put it on the floor in front of me and light a fire on it. And I'm gonna try and scry on the spire,
Okay.
just
Oh.
staring into the flames.
Okay. So I'll just go back to the rules on that real quick.
it's how many people
Okay.
are okay with us just doing that in the middle of the streets.
It's just a holy person doing a holy ritual. Don't mind them.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I got
No.
the high vis on. See,
Do-
high
do-
vis
do we
on.
do the
Fine.
spell?
Don't worry about it.
No, I just need to look at the rules, and I also just need to comment on the fact that essentially you pull off to the side, and
Oh
very
yeah,
clearly,
I'm doing this openly on the street, like
Yeah,
set-
but more like just physically out of the way of like a cart or something. Like
oh
you're
yeah,
not-
I'm like side of the road, like
yeah, side
I'm
of the
not-
road is more what I mean. You move to the side of the road, just be out of the way.
Yeah.
And there is a moment where you're pulling things out, and there are people who are apprehensively looking at you, and like as you're preparing the spell, there's like a flash from one person who goes, "It's just a scry, it's fine," like from a relatively average. What you do realize, there are a lot of spellcasters in this city, of variant types. The iconography of clerical people, wizards, Drudaic people. More than a few sorcerers have appeared in the last generation. That's a mystery, anyway.
Ooh, would given you just said that, then
I'm
would I?
going to be focusing on the scry spell that Kay's asking for first.
Okay.
Please hold.
Hold that thought. Put a pin in it.
Put a
I am,
pin.
I am.
So, while you have not had first-hand experience with this object, you have had experience with others of the same type. So I'm going to say that that gives you a bonus of a 2 rather than a 5. Let's see. Possessions or garment. Okay, you have no physical piece of it, but you have its likeness in your mind, and you have the sense to it as well. So actually, yeah, you have a likeness to it, so that's going to be a -5 to the DC. So because it's an object, it's going to be a 10 for you then.
It's just
Whereas-
spellcasting
Yes.
for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
Let's go.
Okay. Let's see if you rolled like you did last time. Not that well. You focus in on this. And on the spire. And for those who are watching, Runara gets a bead of sweat comes down the brow. As the sensor is lit, you breathe in and you focus. Breathe and that bright light of a hearth flame. And it begins to move and you follow it. While everyone else, you remain stationary. To you, you are following that flame, that bright spark in the distance, and you keep going with it. And you move and you move and you move. And you do find yourself pulling. And while you can't get the location as to where you're being pulled, because you're going up and through cloud and down again into sudden bursts, what you can tell is that the spire is in a woodland. You could tell it is in greenery. You cannot tell how far away it is from you. And there is a moment where you are focusing on this. And you can see the spire. It's basically floating, as if somebody has got it in a... You've seen them before, like a mage hand is lifted and it's been rotating, basically. Or on a dais, a magical dais, to hold an object up without it touching anything.
Yeah.
Well, well, well.
Yep.
What is this? As your hearth flame, you just see a claw pull towards the, what will be essentially the chin, and pulls. And you can just see one titanic sapphire eye staring right at you, circled by green scales.
God damn.
And there's a moment where you're going, do you try to pull back at this? Go, uh-oh, pull away.
What is it with the clerics message looking at goddamn dragons?
We cannot repeat history again.
I mean,
Well,
God.
yeah, I couldn't put away at that point.
Because you're 24, her 23 does not match you.
Clutch.
And there's a moment of tension where you want to pull away and you can feel her not wanting you. And there's like a tether between the two of you of a vine. But it just gets caught on flame and she smudges her finger away. Like two talons pulled together. See you soon. And you pull back and...
Son of a bitch.
so, what did you see?
It's in the forest.
Oh, like Southport? Southwood?
Which one?
Yeah,
you
which
know?
one?
Just a real good question. There's lots of trees.
Unfortunately, you're not able to distinguish where. You're just able to see it.
Did you
It was
see
sort of
anything else?
floating in those trees.
Hi.
There was a big old green thing, a big old dragon, I think it was. Real big.
Oh, so that's gonna be the high forest.
Probably.
Well, if that's similar to what I felt last time, earlier the other day, and I look kind of like towards High Forest. Well, that's where I was looking, and something did not want me to look.
Oh, what, did they speak to you as well?
Yes, kind of.
Wild. I've never
It was
spoken to an Oscar before, so it's kind of weird.
there was a name. There was a name that was said to me before.
Oh no, you should really take notes anyway.
We talked about it with the lady.
Old knob bone is the colloquial term.
Because Clawigilimata is hard to pronounce.
Yes.
I found that word and I was trying to figure out how to actually say it just then.
No, they've got much like other dragons, they have a nickname because most people go, fuck that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this feels like it's already very out of our league.
I will be fine.
Hey,
She knows
hey,
what's happening, but it's fine.
Serenus.
Yes.
Actually, we're going to do a 2-for-1. Serenus and Runara.
Uh-huh.
I'd like a wisdom saving throw from you both, please.
Oh.
Oh
totally.
no.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm sound.
Pound is a pound.
Ugh.
So,
Can I quickly cast on detection?
The problem when dealing with big dragons is that when you roll a 24, you sit there and you go, I still don't know if that's good enough.
Yeah.
it might be for an item that they're using.
I will then use 5.
I don't know why you're doing anything.
Oh,
because also, that's not you get to use 12 of it and you get to spend it evenly. That's 12 done.
Oh,
One.
okay. My mistake.
So,
I would just get rid of them. Yeah.
with that in mind, there's a moment of focus, and you're just like, okay. Nothing is up for you. Runara, you can definitely tell somebody just tried to look at you. And a spell's energy of yourself managed to push it away. As the sensor is there, you waft it once more, and that mist just wraps around you from that little bit of a sensor smoke, and that just wraps around and drives away something as you're putting everything away and quelling it.
You bitch.
Well, what happened?
Just start flipping the bird. In case they're looking.
Serenus, you now hear in your head, that's awfully rude of her.
Hello?
You say that aloud.
What? Who are you speaking to?
You
Huh?
can't hear that?
Oh,
You
we,
what?
we can't do voices in the head again. No.
Is this one of your? Is this a wolf thing?
Well, whatever it is, it just said that you have been awfully rude to them.
Fucking little.
Language. No need to be like that.
Language.
What?
I don't need a parrot, sweetheart. I've got 5 already. So why don't you just listen?
I kind of stop speaking. Get very quiet.
Good
Serenus, are
sprout.
you okay?
You will be so long as you do what I say. I just, and I mean this, want to talk. I have something I want to get rid of. Something I don't like. And I see a group of wonderful heroes ready to save the day. I'll speak to you next time you're in the wood. And with a snap, it's gone. And that presence like something is looming over your shoulder is gone too.
Ooh. And I feel like Serenus kind of stumbles for a second, like
I go to
a
steady
weight,
him.
like a weight just been taken off my shoulders.
You
Kind of
okay?
I look towards everyone. Something. There is something in that woods. I feel of it, and it is. Yeah. It wants something. I trying to piece together kind of what just happened. I kind of like go over toward. Is there somewhere I can maybe like a bit of a step I can like sit down on?
Yeah, there's definitely.
Sit down on the step and basically reiterate what was said to me, to my best of my abilities, to the party of the warning that was given, and also kind of they want something off of them, like some and all that kind of stuff. Like
Getting rid of.
And with that, we're gonna take a break.
Okay. Ah, see you in a bit. we're back.
Hello there. So, the party's just been contacted via Druid. Via Druid from a Green Dragon.
True.
Speak via druids.
Oh no.
That's like a great cover band.
At least it
Something.
wasn't transport by a druid.
Ah! Nope, we're not going to entertain that thought anymore.
That's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. Teleport.
Writes down.
There's gonna be some body horror shit right there.
Blakith goes, I need to kill one of you.
Just the rib cage.
Here's
Fucking
Blakith!
alien. Like fucking alien.
Uh-huh.
Not again.
Anyway. What are you all doing on the side of the road in Loudwater?
Trying
I'm
not to
strong, but
panic
I'm not-
again?
No, that's a joke.
Okay.
Well, after I've like kind of reassessed myself from that experience, you mentioned that there is a lot of magic folk around of different things. Mainly noted as druids.
There's one or two, but like it's one of the things though you see, oh, that person's in Druidic garb across the street in like another area. It's not like there's 5 druids in a corner.
Just playing crabs in the corner.
They're having their weekly stitch and bitch.
But given Thunder Tree's importance to druids, and a lot of druids came through with my time.
I'm sorry,
there,
that actually caught Nero in the way.
You're right, bud.
Yeah, I'm good.
Given there was in Thunder Tree, there was a lot of druids that came through and things like through the travels.
Mm-hmm.
By any chance, with the few that I see, do I recognize any of them, even if it's just by name?
Afraid not all that well.
Okay, that's all. That's all.
Okay, I hate you. Because I said they weren't there, but you do realize they're going to be in another room now.
Terry, unless you what? Pay no attention to the druids in the corner.
What are you doing? I guess something that Kika will look out for is she's gonna have a little gaze into the sky and see if there's any avian activity in the area.
Avian
expecting
activity
there
in
to
the
be.
area.
But there might be.
Well, you're not too far away from home.
Yeah.
And while most people do, for the colder months, go across, there are some that keep on this side, mostly just because somebody has to stay here, you know? So there's a few people who, on a rotation, basically have to, like, okay, this year I don't get to do it, but I've gotten to not do it for the last 6 years. So, you know, it's one of those kind of situations. And
Yeah.
there's people who just prefer it. With that, if you want to give me an investigation check, looking around the town to see if you can find anyone.
Investigation. 19.
19's not bad. 19 is not bad. You also, if I'm still correct, have care with you.
Yes.
So, if your petite self is hiding in a corner, your big ass himbo brother is right next to you. After a period of time, you reach out and you reach around, and Serenus, you do also go looking for other druids. In this time, it's not the easiest to find because there doesn't seem to be all that actively many. Widdick, I will say, because I'll give you a shout on this one, because where you are, how close it is, and the people who would have been involved in this area, this town used to be owned by somebody who was a puppet for the Zentarum. Notice the phrase was.
Oof.
Right.
Now it's more of a council of people managing it than anything else, because that way, if you need at least, 80% approval, you can't bribe everyone. Or, at that point, you're already fucking bribed, so you may as well just agree to it. After a period of time, doesn't seem like there's anyone who's down from Grey Peaks right now. But it does seem like that there has been people recently. There might have been more like a one of your if they get described, and it's very descriptive of like a Peregrine falcon style looking Aarakocra has been there recently. And you can pull into a few minds as to people who that might be, but at present there doesn't seem to be anyone who's actively in at the time.
Okay.
You guys spend a bit more time looking around for people. Um, After a bit, there's a lot of magic. There's a lot of energy about the place. It's weird. It's a place which, just because of the amount of people who residually just cast magic, i.e., prestidigitations, small cantrips like that, the latent magic in the area is quite high, and yet it's also dampened a bit. Um, like there's a blanket over all of you in a way with the magic of this area. Like it's been compressed a little bit, like a wet blanket on your soul slightly.
Ew.
Eventually, Wittick, you probably get this first from someone, but it's because of Ceratus and Kika looking around that this does get brought to you. Somebody basically bumps into you as you're going, quite forcefully, and you hear a kink to the side of you, and you look down at the moment as there's like a noise, and you're thinking, "What the fuck? Have I just been stabbed?" No, but there's a small object left against your side, which with a bit of force you realize is magnetized, and you have to pull off your side.
I inspect it after
You look
pulling
at
it
it,
off,
it's just
pulling off basically a
yoink.
metal barnacle.
Yeah, you
Fuck.
yoink, you yoink this metal barnacle and just go, "The fuck?" And as you're there, there's a very small, basically a small diamond shape, with a darkened, like, quite opaque, like black glass on the bottom, which lights up with a hooded, figure looking out towards you, saying, "If you need to talk to somebody, and if you need to try and get direction, make your way into the center and find your way to what used to be." One sec, now I have to pull it up. Where's his name again? Because I had it. The High Lord's Hall. Previously a manor, now is the main inn, and the first place many travelers will go to. Say you need to spend just the night, and tap a gold coin on the table 5 times when you're speaking to the person at the counter.
Now
With that,
realizing like, oh right, Harper's.
it just goes boom. And as it goes boom, there's this moment where, do you try to hold on to it, like keep a firm grip on it? Because it begins resisting against you a bit.
Nah, I figured it's just like, okay, and just
This
no,
You
is
just
people
like
social
fly the
lose
fuck
self-destruct.
it.
off.
You just like let it go, and it goes, and just
Yeah.
away. You just hear in the distance someone go, "Ding! Oh fuck!"
Yeah, that's about right. Okay, let's go to the main hall, guys.
What?
Hmm?
Follow me.
You make your way to High Lord's Hall.
Okay.
Your way down. So you get your way to the High Lord's Hall, and as you're in the High Lord's Hall, you're approaching up to it. It's basically up like a slight mound, like an old port and mass kind of way of like one lower area, which is most of the town, then leading up on a small hill slope, and then up past bridge to a keep. Very solidly fortified in a way. One sec, folks. Let me just get.
Okay.
I just want to get the. Put that one on. Turn that one off. As you're there, you see that there are multitudes of people of different origins and births, elven folk, elemental folk, folk of all race and creed. This is quite a bustling area. Just outside of it as well, there are multiple market stalls. People peddling gear and peddling materials and otherwise. There's definitely some stuff here which might not be from this plane. But those tend to be skint at present. It's when spring fully hits and folks return from other planes that tends to bustle. And as you're there, you make your way in, and it's quite wide. It's about 20 foot high. The doors are quite wide on both sides. Like each one is about 10 foot. So it's by all accounts a giant could easily make its way under. And the doors are broad and wide open. And inside there's tables out on the front, like a patio of space where people can sit. This was probably once and was a manor house that has since been converted into not only being a tavern and like a road stop inn, but also like a place of, I'm here, I'm from this location, I want to go to X. And there are multiple maps of Faerun, but also rough maps of portals on far sides where people who have frequently ventured to other planes will jot down like, okay, these are stable portals that take you to here or here. Most of those are rough, and oftentimes it's like requires, like some of them are detailed, requires aid of druid or mage, or they'll point you towards particular individuals or ask for particular seers to assist, because better off getting help to do it right so that you can get back just as well.
Right.
As you make your way in, and this is actually no, it doesn't have to be unfortunate. We can keep going. As you make your way in, there's a person who's got cloud blue light skin, and their hair is pulled back, in like. You can tell that this person is probably from mixed origins, of all things potentially air and earth genocide, as their hair is braided back with essentially dreads made from iron and metal, like metallic styled hair, pulled back into braiding down the sides, kept up on a high point and down wrapped. Like there's the dreads, and then it goes into a knot at the back and pulls down from the back hair. They're quite thin. Their clothes are very thick and solid and durable around themselves, like tough tunic. Looks like it's, if somebody told somebody who would venture out into the wilds what to wear to look formal, this would be the attempt. And they're just currently talking with a pair of halflings before yourselves. And I hope you both enjoy your stay. Thank you so much for your time. And has already clocked you guys as you're in, but kept jotting down to speak with these people, writes their names, and turns to look towards yourselves as you approach.
I will approach and go, yes, we'd like to stay for one night and then do the 5 tap.
Marvelous. So, let's see then. I just have to pull out the VIP list. Please hold, sir, just a moment. There you are, sir. Marvelous. I have you, Wittick. Okay. And if I'm correct from my last detailing here, that lady with you, I have it marked down as King. I have Serenus, Runara, that was your friend Posey, and Kika. Have I got everyone?
Yep. Yeah, that'd be everybody.
Okay.
Huh?
There's one or two that aren't there, but that's fine.
There is one person missing.
Well,
Kayak?
yeah.
Yeah.
Kayak?
Oh, pardon me. That was under Wittick's name. One sec, and he like flips through a few.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kayak's towards the front. Wittick has everyone down here under their tab, and like just closes the books and puts them back down. This is the moment where Kayak's is there going,
Yeah, Kika's like looking at him, just like, huh?
What?
What? What happened? Anyway.
What? Anyway. And almost mimicking what? Anyway.
Yeah.
For the fashion?
Well, we can talk about it later. Anyway.
Yes.
Mhm.
My name is Forlorn, and it is my pleasure to bring you here. So, you'll need to go upstairs. Your rooms will be upstairs. You will be going into the first room on the right, and I recommend you appreciate the bathroom when you go in there first things first. Do enjoy your stay. If you have any need, there will be a bell at the bathroom that you can ring.
Thank you very much.
Master Kirk, will you require your own room, or will you be staying with everyone? To which Kirk goes, I'm with them, I'm good. Marvelous. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you.
Whoever you are. Kirk goes, yeah, whoever we are. Anyway.
Yep.
You guys make your way up.
And I like while still walking, I kind of like move up next to Widdick. What was that?
What? Did they forget our names at the end?
No. It's just formalities. Follow me.
What?
You lead
You
them
fight-
up.
Are you famous?
In certain circles, yes.
When he's famous, he's bad as his job, says Kirk
Oh my
behind you.
God.
How did they know? How did they know both of you? Why did they know both of you?
We'll talk in
In our room.
the bathroom.
Yes.
And they go up. So they lead into the first room. They take you up, second room on the right. You go in, open the door. Everyone piles in. The door gets closed. Kerr goes to the bathroom and opens it up, steps in, looks around, and just up there it is. Pulls a tile off the tiled bathroom, pushes aside, and you guys just hear a small shutter from. What's interesting, when Carrick was in the room initially going, there it is, you didn't actually hear anything, but you saw their mouth move in the bathroom, push the thing, and you see one of the walls just. But you don't hear it until it stops, and it goes, and there we are.
All right, everyone into the bathroom.
Wait, what's happening? Too many things are happening.
Out of everything that we've had to do in the last few weeks and months, is me asking you all to go into the bathroom really the weirdest thing?
Are we not
Yeah.
gonna like
No.
get a drink or something to eat? Like it's been a long.
Yeah, it has.
Right.
We'll get food. We'll get
But-
catering.
But the taverns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But we
Well,
into the bathroom, please.
oh, sure.
Okay.
There's this moment where Kairk pauses while you all go in, and there's a flash of his eyes, and just goes, Paul, get the fuck in here! And you just hear from inside, oh, fuck, fine, as the invisibility ring gets pulled off and they step in.
So unhygienic.
And you go past the threshold, which is blackened out in a way, and you hear the stone steps going down and down and down and down. And you now realize why this building was so high up on its perch, is it goes down and down into the soil, and underneath the tavern is the under tavern of Loudwater. And in there, where everyone upside is quite colorful, that is like the straight Pride event versus the actual Pride event. This is where the real weirdos are. And as you make your way down, into the Harper's Guild, we're going to end the session there. Because I wish I had more time to prep, but I
Oh.
didn't.
That's fine.
Oh.
Life happens. Oh, okay.
What happened?
This
So,
is a turn up for the books, huh?
yeah.
Mhm.
Guess
Thank you all so much for coming.
we'll find out what's happening there next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye
Wow.
bye.
Bye-bye.